Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, we got a ton of new stats on the IDRIS in 4.1.1. In my opinion, it's basically been added to the game. All of the rooms are finally finished. I know a lot of people have been doing the mission and checking out this ship in person. You can go through basically all of the rooms. If you shoot some of the doors open, there are NPCs inside that you have to take care of, but for all intents and purposes, the ship is fully in the game. In my opinion, there are some things that probably need to be cleaned up, that they need to probably get working, right? But the PDCs are working, all the weaponry is working, of course, the railgun. And I wanted to make this video and kind of go over the stats because you're not going to find this stuff on the wiki just yet because the ship isn't fully in game. And I want to kind of talk about that a little bit later in the video. So let's go over some of these stats. This is just going to be kind of a quick little video detailing what this ship is all about. Now, to start things off, the IDRIS is a capital ship. It is a frigate class ship, which means that it is larger and more heavily equipped than the Polaris, which is classified as a corvette. Now, in terms of total hull HP, it's coming in at 18 million. And if you were to kind of compare this to the Polaris has 3.9 million total hull HP, right? So that's a big jump up between the Polaris going to the IDRIS. Now, in terms of speed, its SCM top speed is 110 meters a second, and its nav top speed is 850 meters a second. So there are ships that are faster than this. Of course, maneuverability in this ship actually does feel pretty good, but I'm not going to go into the weeds on those numbers because they can change and this ship may get rebalanced before it is fully released in the game. Okay, so that I'll probably do in a future video. In terms of cargo, it has 1,024 SU of cargo. The cargo room is on the top, and it also has these kinds of cargo pod type things. There's an elevator from the hangar that goes up to the cargo room as well, so you can bring things in with ships, with smaller ships like the Argo cargo, and you can move those SU boxes onto the cargo elevators and bring them up to the cargo room. So it is nicely accessible, which is very similar to the Polaris. The Polaris hangar has those elevators that goes down to the cargo room. Very similar thing. I did not really check this ship out too much for myself personally. So in terms of, what size boxes or anything like that, I'm sure that there are other content creators that are going to go into more detail of what exactly could fit, like sizes in specifics. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the claim timers. Now, claim time is 4 hours and 13 minutes, and the expedited time is 1 hour and 3 minutes, with the expedited fee being $150,000. So basically, if this ship does blow up, if you're doing all combat type stuff and this ship gets destroyed, you're basically not replaying that battle one for one, and that's a good thing. This is such a large ship, it's such a powerful ship that you don't want to go right back into it if you're in a kind of fleet battle. So basically, if you're in a large fleet battle and your capital ship gets destroyed, it's kind of the end of the fight, right? So that is a good thing, designed in a way that makes sense, in my opinion. These larger capital ships should have longer claim timers. Now, in terms of shields, this has 2 capital size shields with a total of 2.34 million hit points, and each shield having 1.17 million hit points. Now, in comparison, the Glacis in the Polaris has 908,000 hit points, right? So this shield, this capital shield that the IDRIS is using, is not the Glacis in the Polaris. This is a new capital shield. It is still size 4 shield, but it is a more powerful one, and it just has two of them. Now, in terms of quantum speed, its top speed is 714,000 kilometers a second. Fast and light, the cooldown is 90 seconds. So you can't jump right away. It takes about a minute and a half to do that. Now comes kind of the interesting part, the juicy part that most people care about most, and that's going to be the weaponry on this ship. Okay, it has 11 total point defense cannons or PDCs, 7 on top and 4 on the bottom. That's a ton of point defense turrets. It's again not designed to be flown solo, but of course, if people aren't in turrets, you still have a ship that can defend itself pretty well. Now, in terms of player controlled turrets or NPC controlled turrets or bladed turrets, you have one on the front here that isn't pictured. One man turret on the front here that has two size 7s. Okay, two size 7s man turret, one of them on the front above the size 10 gun. Then you have 4 turrets with two size 5s on them. Right, so you can see those here a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they each have two size 5s on them. Okay, and then you have two turrets, one here and one here, that have two size 4s on them. These are remote turrets, right? And then on the bottom you have two turrets with two size 4s on them, remote again. And then you have two turrets with two size 5s on them, man turrets. Then, of course, you have that incredible size 10 railgun that I believe has between 144,000 to 288,000 DPS. So you have, or hit points. So it's basically capable of one-shotting ships. But as well as all of those armaments, you also have 10 size 5 torpedoes. So if you want to do some long range stuff, those 10 size 5 torpedoes can be really effective. I don't know the exact numbers on that. Total length of the ship is coming in at 242 or 243 meters long. So it is much larger than something like the Polaris. Again, it is designed to be a frigate, not a corvette. And you have internally 3 hangars for those medium fighters. Now, obviously, when the ship comes into players' hands, players are going to try to fit more ships in the hangar. I can't imagine how many Furies a ship like this can hold. But you can easily park, Hornets and Gladius and F8 inside the hangar of this ship. It is designed to be an enclosed carrier. We talked about that a little bit in a video I made about the Asgard speculation, right? So this ship is going to be the capital ship for a lot of people's fleets. This is not a cheap ship. Now, in terms of the version of this ship, there are different versions of the IDRIS. Alright, so now I want to talk about the variants. So the one that we've been seeing in game is the IDRIS M. This is the military variant, and it has all of the stats that we just went over. Now, the version that most players have the ability to purchase is going to be the IDRIS P. This is the civilian version of the IDRIS, and this usually goes on limited hull sales during events like Fleet Week and Invictus. This is a limited hull ship, but of course, because it frequently goes on sale, you will have an opportunity to pick this ship up in the future. Now, it is very similar to the IDRIS M, but it has different weapons loadout, and I believe it has less cargo. Instead of 1,020 something, it has 995 SCU of cargo. Aside from that, the last variant is the IDRIS K, which is an upgrade kit for both of these IDRISes. Okay, and the difference between the K and the P and the M is that the K upgrade kit replaces the railgun at the front here with a laser, a size 10 laser gun instead of the railgun. It replaces the 2 size 7 hardpoint turret with a missile turret, and it adds 4 PDCs. So the K upgrade kit can be applied to both the P and the M. Okay, so I don't really know how often the K upgrade kit has been sold specifically, but you might be able to buy it in the game. Apparently it can be applied like a module, or the intention by CIG is that the upgrade kit can be applied like a module on something like the retaliator modules. It's or you know, similar to the Hornet Mark II turret. So just like that, you can apply this upgrade kit and it will change all of these weapons for you. Okay, so strictly speaking, I think the reason why we haven't seen the IDRIS in players' hands, why players haven't had the ability to fly their own IDRIS, is because the IDRIS M and the IDRIS P have some slight differences, right? So what we've been seeing in the game right now is the IDRIS M. Players don't have this. I think maybe some players have the military version of the IDRIS. I don't know how many, right? I believe on concept they may have offered it. I don't really remember. You guys correct me in the comments down below if you remember if they ever sold the M. But the P is a different ship, is a slightly different ship. So we have not seen that in the game at all yet. So we've never seen the IDRIS P in the game. We've only ever seen the IDRIS M. Now you're probably looking at the paint job here. It is different in Fleet Viewer. In game, the IDRIS kind of looks more like something between these two because it's more green in color. But of course, there'll be different liveries for the IDRIS. Physically on the outside, they look pretty much the same, right? But of course, you'll have more of that military vibe for the military version. But I want to know what you guys think of this legendary ship finally flying around in game, having the ability to check it out for yourselves. I want to know if you guys have taken it for a joyride yet. It is a very exciting time to actually play the game. There's so much content. There's seemingly a lot of content in 4.1.1. I think that CIG is moving in a good direction with this. I want to know what you guys thought about the stress test. Did you have an ability to try that out? Let me know in the comments down below. I love talking to you guys. But that's going to be it for me in this video. Just a quick one updating you guys on what the IDRIS's stats are. Thanks for hanging out with me again. As always, I really appreciate all your support. And like I always say at the end of these videos, you guys, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Salute.